The Weirton Area Water Board this morning announced a mandatory water conservation notice for residents.
News 9's Bill Steinbach has been following this story all day. He joins us live with more on what residents will need to know. Good evening, Bill.
Thank you very much, Dylan and Jamie, and good evening. Earlier today, the Weirton Water Authority announced that a conservation mandate would be effective immediately for all customers who are supplied by Weirton Water. And some of the factors behind that have been the cold snap of weather we've had recently, as well as a high number of water main breaks that have lowered the overall supply in the tanks.
It's a necessary move that we have to employ for the safety of our community.
That was the message on Wednesday morning from the city of Weirton after a mandatory water conservation notice was implemented to all customers served by the Weirton water system.
We've had a high number of line breaks as a result of the quick snap and cold weather that we've experienced since the first of the month. The high number of line breaks have depleted our tank levels, along with some other issues operationally with the continued cold weather. As a result of that, we can't meet the demand of the city.
The levels of the water in the tanks have been falling since the early part of the month, and in that time, the city has been hoping to see more rain before having to take the action that they did on Wednesday.
No one hates more than I do at this time of the year to have to call a mandatory water conservation order into effect, but it's just a prudent and safe thing to do for our community and for our water supply. We're in the lower third of our tanks. While we're not completely out of water, we're in that danger level that puts the community at risk for structure fires.
That concern of the water supply has forced the fire department to look at backup plans, which they say are in place and isn't a concern for the public.
What we have now, we have all the surrounding departments on standby with tankers in case we do have a structure fire. We have Hanover, who's just right outside the city from Pennsylvania, that actually has guys on duty that's willing to bring their tanker down instantly if they hear the call.
As for what's next and when the order could be lifted, that has yet to be determined, as factors such as the weather and how much water is conserved play a major factor in refilling the supply tanks.
We're in a wait-and-see scenario. So once we see how effective the restrictions of use are, and if it allows us to get tank levels to be recharged with regard to what we hope this will accomplish, we hope that before Christmas we would be able to call it off.
Now, we heard there from city water personnel that this possibly could be lifted next week, and they said in a perfect world where the demand was zero and they had plenty of rainfall over the next week or so, this would take approximately 2 to 3 days to refill the tank supplies. And of course, when that order can be lifted, or that mandate, I should say, when that can be lifted, that's determined on how the conservation efforts go over the next couple of days. And again, they're asking residents to not take part in any activities that are unnecessary, such as car washing, excessive laundry, or longer showers. And be sure to stick with News 9 as we will continue to follow this story and provide updates on this story as the details become available. In Weirton, I'm Bill Steinbach for News 9, live at 5.
Hi, I'm Dylan Cleland. Thanks for watching. And here's another video to check out, and be sure to subscribe to our channel.